person trampoline. Very,
I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Tara Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best version of yourself, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Who are we doing this for, right? And this morning we have a fun topic. We're talking about purpose, episode 208. We're talking about how we find our life purpose, giving a little more meaning. You hear in all these studies, all of the life coaches, I mean, this industry is expanding. Just people are figuring out, like, damn, I feel pretty sad. And when I have a purpose and I'm living in alignment with this purpose, it gives me meaning. It gives me focus. It gives me energy. It gives me excitement. Finding your life purpose can be the difference between taking the actions necessary on what it is that you really want to do with your life and not. I know personally, I can only speak from personal experience, but it's hard to be motivated for long periods of time when there isn't a purpose involved. So where could I think of this? When I've always had one when I was working in real estate. However, when I was working, just kind of grinding through college, didn't really know what I wanted to do with life. And I think it made the studying and the tests and trying to go meet people, I think it made it that much harder. And additionally, working a few jobs right out of college, trying to figure out, what is this really for? Why do I want to do this? Or maybe in your own position, you're sitting there thinking, I haven't really defined what it is that I want to do. And do you think that slows you down? Does it make the struggle of things a little bit harder? Well, sure, we can go on and on about purpose and the importance of it. But today we're on the same wavelength that we understand that having a life purpose is crucial to just feeling better and being happier. That is my purpose in life, to try and help other people just feel better and be happier, reach their potential with support. So we're just going to go over 3 questions that I pulled from our one-page life plan course. It's a 6-week challenge I do with people, get you in and out, get you to your life plan so you can understand things like your purpose and your goals and your values, all on like one sheet, and then just run off and go take some action, try and feel good about that. But program aside, this isn't an infomercial versus let's just go ahead and hit the board and let's go over 3 questions that I like a lot for helping find your life purpose. So let's go ahead and jump to the board. Good morning, everyone. It's so great. Good morning. Let's go ahead. We're jumping over to, this is episode 208. We are on the topic of purpose, finding life purpose, and asking a few of our favorite questions. So, and we'll have one bonus one at the end. So the first one is, what are you willing? There's 2 I's in willing. What are you willing to fight for? Some people like the word struggle instead of fight, either or, whatever. I like fight, a little more combative. The point of this question is to discover, what are you willing to go through that's going to be a little more difficult. However, it will be very rewarding. There's lots of people in lots of different situations who are just going through life and things are very difficult. I would argue it's just as hard to go through life not knowing your purpose as it is the struggles of taking on, say, starting your own company, or you want to get into fitness. And there's a lot of struggles with these goals that we want to achieve. However, not achieving them can be just as difficult. So maybe taking this question and writing out a few things that you're willing to fight for, a few things you're willing to struggle for. Maybe you're willing to struggle through in the gym at first while you're trying to learn how to exercise and get the healthy body that you want to get your confidence up so you can go take action out and do something else for business. Or maybe you're just thinking, I'm willing to fight and struggle to make additional calls, to send out messages for my business, for the benefit of my children, for the benefit of my family, for the benefit of my friends. Who is this really? Maybe we can really think of purpose as just an opportunity to think of other people besides ourselves, because that's usually where most of the richness of life, in my experience, has been laying there and waiting for me, is when I am struggling and fighting through the tough tasks of the day, knowing that what I am doing here is an opportunity for other people to get better, to feel good about it, while I'm bettering myself. I'm in alignment with my values, what I'm trying to do, so you can see how the purpose and other things start to align. But asking yourself that question, what are you willing to fight for? What are you willing to fight for? I know you got some talents. I know you're talented at stuff. I know you're good at stuff. You just got to pick a few things that you're willing to grind at a little bit extra, that it's okay to go through the struggle. What are you willing to fight for? Fulfillment, or over here in my notes, fulfillment involves effort, trial and error, failure, and learning. So along the ways, failure and learning, you're not going to be amazing at anything right off the bat. I know I'm not. So as we kind of get better and you get to see the progress in it, maybe that can help add with your purpose. So what are you willing to fight for? Question number 1. Number 2, what makes you forget to eat? What makes you forget to eat? What makes you forget to eat? So we want to try and find something that inspires us to the point to where we're not thinking about the time of the day. We're not thinking about the time of the week. You hear all this stuff about finding the career that you absolutely love. And I think life is a little short not to at least explore it and kind of see your options and what it is that you want to do. Remember, this is for you figuring out your purpose and working in alignment with things that you love is for your own benefit. You get to go benefit other people, and that's a huge part of the purpose. But also, if you are being selfish about it, that's a pretty good way to do it. Just understanding that we only get one run at this thing called life, and asking ourselves, what makes you forget to eat? This could be a hobby, a certain hobby that you're doing. I took on a new client, and he likes to go hunting. And when he's hunting, he is absolutely like in the moment. He really enjoys himself. And now he's starting a side business to where he is taking other people out to learn how to do that. So he can be doing what he loves, because I was like, what makes you forget to eat? He's like, oh, well, while I'm hunting, I'll stand out there all day and I'll have a huge smile on my face. And it's like, okay, well, we know this. Can we turn this into a valuable process to help other people? Would that make us feel better too? And it's now turning into a business. So keeping our minds open and thinking in terms of this, what makes us forget to eat? What are the tasks that we can do, or the hobbies maybe this is a hobby that you're taking on. You're learning a new instrument. You're learning a new language. Maybe you want to go travel to somewhere new to get inspired. But what's going to make you forget to eat? Because you're so locked in. And that is where when we're so locked in, can't we call that, a lot of people call that flow, right? I have over here in my notes. So maybe think of this as the word flow, a flow state. So you're in the moment, you're enjoying it, you're going through it, you're doing the best with it, and under these understandings. So flow, you're kind of going through it without worrying about, again, the time of day, the day of the week, the month of the year, the fact that my one old coworker said something mean to me, the fact that, oh, these people don't believe in what I have, all these ridiculous thoughts that come into our head 100 miles an hour and may ruin our day. If we can find the right tasks or have the right ideas of what it is that we want to do to the point to where we're locked in the moment. I guess you could sum that up with flow, being in a flow state with the tasks that we need to do. And lastly, the last question I wanted to get on here was how are you going to save the world? How are you going to save the world? I like this question because we all like validation and we all like to be recognized in some capacity. I know I do. I don't know about you, but how are you going to save the world can maybe narrow it down to how am I going to make a difference? How can I make an impact? You don't need to become Nelson Mandela, Tony Robbins, or JDR, or whoever, some famous person. You don't need to feel really good and be in alignment with your purpose, but you do need some degree of it. We do need to feel important. We do need to feel that we're making a somewhat of a difference. And in my experience, when I felt like I was putting the world in a better place than when I left it, then I felt good. I felt happier. I felt more energized. And that's pretty much our goal, is we want to feel better about the day-to-day and what it is we're doing, because that is the reality of our lives. So if we can ask these questions like, how are you going to save the world? Then you can sit back and think, what is the job? What could I bring? What kind of business, or where are my skill sets at? What would I enjoy? What would get me in a state of flow in the moment? What am I willing to fight for? And you can see how these questions, the answers of these questions are supposed to start working together to a degree to where now I have somewhat of an idea of what it is. So what am I willing to fight for? Coming on camera or talking about purpose, or really my mission is to make personal development cool. Sometimes I think it's pretty lame when I'm listening to other people or this and that. I'm sure that's me being judgmental, but sometimes I don't like it a lot, versus where I believe I can come in here and then I can just be as open and honest and learn about it myself, make myself better, and then try and share a message with other people, and fighting for being bad at it and then getting good at it over time. Or what makes you forget to eat? Again, you can see how certain tasks and certain skills that you're developing, talking on camera, I have no idea what time it is. I know what day of the week it is, but I'm pretty locked in to the moment, and that feels really good. That makes me happy. And then also, how are you going to save the world? Just by if one person today took these questions, answered them, and then came up with a purpose, they're like, well, I can create this company and I can show up and I can take a little bit of action today and I can go help someone today and I can make a difference today. Big believer in the ripple effect here. So even if what you do goes and helps somebody else, who knows what they go off and do, and vice versa, and so on and so forth. So these are three of my favorite questions I like to ask in coaching sessions when we're sitting down one-on-one. So this is pulled from the one-page life plan course. So this is in the purpose section. These are a few of my favorite questions. I give people a bunch of questions that I want you to answer to try and figure out your purpose, because we want a purpose statement for your one-page plan. But let me know if you like these questions. Answer these questions for yourself. Quick recap. What are you willing to fight for? What are you willing to struggle for? what makes you forget to eat, what gets you in a state of flow, living in the present moment, and how are you going to save the world? How are you going to make a difference for the better? If you can answer these questions, then you're that much closer to figuring out a purpose for yourself, and it can help with happiness, staying consistent, driving, feeling better, more consistent. That's all I got for today. Friends, family, clients, coworkers, everyone involved, it's having a purpose can be the difference between achieving what you want and not. I know I have a lot of support from people I love, and I absolutely am very grateful for that. But I'm nowhere near close to my goals, and my purpose for making it about other people, I think, has really helped with drive and motivation. And I hope you guys can learn and do the same. So cheers to purpose. Cheers to growth and personal development. I will see you guys all again tomorrow, live, 7 a.m. 7 Central Standard Time with another episode. And we're going to be going over another category in the one-page life plan. I'm going to be doing all categories. If you want to learn more about your purpose, if you want to do a session on it, or you want to figure out more about my 6-week challenge for people who really want to push themselves, they want some rules and some structure to help gain massive amounts of energy, feel happier of the direction that they're heading, and create a life plan, send me a direct message. Other than that, I'm out of here, guys. You guys have an amazing day. I got a few things to do myself. Got to be plucking away on the computer, but I know you guys will be busy, and most importantly, do something nice for somebody today if you get the chance. It usually makes you feel better too. Cheers. I'm out of here. Have a good one. Until next time, Life Purpose episode 208.